All right, Amanda. So you were talking earlier about wrist mechanics and things like that. What goes into that with a pitcher?
Well, that's the first thing that we start all first day with all our young pitchers. The wrist snap is so important. Um, the grip, then the wrist snap, it helps you as you grow as a pitcher. The C grip is usually what you get started with. There is other grips, but it's the easiest one to usually teach our young kids. Once they get the grip and the spin down, helps with them really to build their velocity, their movement, everything. It's
I
super
imagine
important.
that the size of their hands probably plays a role in that as well.
Yeah. Usually when they're younger, they start off with a smaller ball. It's 11-inch ball. We don't just, yeah, like that. We don't start them off with the big 12-inch because, well, their hands really can't reach all the seams that are on the ball.
Yeah. So
So,
you said, did you say C grip?
yes, the C grip.
So what is that?
So you start with your finger on one seam and
Yep.
then putting the rest of them on the ball. So your hand creates a C.
Okay. So right there and then like
Yep.
like that.
Yep. So
Okay.
then when you're snapping, it's coming off these fingers with
Okay.
that seam.
Is the ball sitting like is it loose in your hand or are you like gripping it tight or
You don't really want to grip it too tight, but you want to have like a decent grip on
okay.
it, but you still want it to be loose and not like palming the ball like
Yeah.
this. You want
So
to have it like in your fingertips.
yeah, rest and kind of resting inside the knuckles and the pads there.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, because one thing like we always teach the girls too is if you are gripping onto it too hard or like really like having it in your palm opposed to having it in your fingertips, you're going to lose a lot of your speed and velocity and your spin because everything in your body is going to be tight as well. So really being loose.
So do you grip the ball like when if you're fielding the ball, when you throw it to first base, do you grip it like that as well, or do you do like the typical like that kind of a grip? Because that's how I
Um,
grip.
so when I learned, like
Yeah,
that's what they same thing is teaching you the same grip.
the whole
So there's a
hand.
couple other ways. Like some people will tell you to be like more on like the C of the
Hmm.
ball, like this, and throw it. But we've also like that's always how I was taught to hold it, just like that.
Okay. All right. And then what is the wrist snap? I mean, this stuff is all completely foreign to me, so I'm learning brand new here.
So we always teach the girls like you want to keep it down by your hip, and you really want to snap. The more that you snap it, and the faster you can spin the ball is all off of that wrist snap.
So
So,
you said down by your hip, so like here,
yep, yep. But you want to have just like a little tiny bit of bend in your elbow, but not much.
and then just like that.
Yep,
And so
yep. But you want to keep it nice and straight.
okay. So do you
Yep.
actually practice that, like doing wrist snaps?
Yes.
Okay.
That's usually how we start the girls off. Sometimes we'll have them, like, depending how old they are when they're first learning,
Yeah.
we'll have them on the ground with one knee up. So it's keeping their arm straight. So they're not trying to cheat and like throw it.
All right. I
Keep
gotta
their
test
full
this
arm.
because I don't know if you heard this, but last night they announced that high school or schools in Maine are closed through the end of the school year. So
I did.
I mean, we've got a lot of kids that are going to be at home, and they're going to miss out on a lot of the early practicing and things like that. So
Hmm.
having some things that they can work on their own at home is going to be really, really helpful. So,
Yeah,
so
definitely.
you sit down on one knee, kind of like this.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. But you're going to want your other knee up.
Oh, my bad. Okay. Yep. And
So
then
then when you snap it, you're going to actually snap through your under your leg, actually.
under your leg, like
Yep.
that.
So it helps keep your arm straight. So you'll be practicing
So like
just
that.
getting that wrist snap. Yep.
Okay, that's a really good drill. So what kind of reps and sets would you recommend for somebody who's aspiring to be a pitcher?
Um, Reps are important as long as you're doing them like the right mechanics. So as long as you're just using your wrist and sitting doing that, it's something you could do against a wall or just like to someone if you're home during this quarantine time.
So are they actually throwing the ball?
Yep, they're gonna snap
Oh,
it. So
okay,
they're really gonna snap it through their leg.
okay.
Um, Honestly, the more that you can spin it and strengthen your wrist, the better.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know, if you sat and did like say 50 of them a day, then that's even better, like more spin that you're going to get.
Would you have like a first day for a kid coming into your training? Would you have them do 50 right there?
We play it by ear because we kind of like, depending on the person, we'd sit there and like really help them make sure they got the right grip and just kind of reiterating like some things like, all right, so this is how we're going to start. You want to create your muscle memory.
Hmm.
So once you get your muscle memory, like that's going to help you. It's like tying your shoes. You
Yeah.
don't have to think about it anymore.
Yeah, I
So
love that concept. I love that concept.
yeah.
I try to teach that with posture and breathing because most
Hmm.
people say, well, how can I improve my posture? People say, well, sit up straight. But if you don't teach yourself how to sit up straight, you're just going to fall right
Exactly.
back into this. And I'm guilty of it. I can't be,
Yeah. Same
chiropractors
here.
aren't immune. But anyway, okay, that's really helpful.